Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome to the video. And with the release of Arknights Endfield beta, I just wanted to have a little talk actually about the movement in the game in regards to exploration, because I know it's been a bit of a topic that some people have been talking about, and a lot of people have been seeing it as kind of a negative. Now, I can get where people are coming from. I totally understand it, because if you look at games like, well, specifically Wuthering Waves at the moment, in regards to movement and traversal in an open world game, it is probably as good as it gets in the gacha space, at least anyway. You know, with fast, fluid, momentum-based traversal, the ability to run up walls, double jumps, really nice animations for mantling and climbing up objects, and obviously now the ability to fly, along with obviously things like the grapple and the use of echoes as well to supplement this extra traversal in the world. It's a top tier system and I absolutely love it, and I don't want it to change. If anything, I want them to improve on it and expand all these things because they're really cool. But I wanted to talk about Arknights because a lot of people have been saying that they think the exploration sucks in the game, and I kind of wanted to like push against that personally, because I've actually found it really enjoyable for the specific reason that it's a little bit more conservative and dialed down a little bit. And what I mean by that, you might be like, well, that just sounds crap, because we've all, you know, spoke about Genshin's movement system and the fact that you are about as fit as a 70-year-old asthmatic who can sprint about 2 steps and then they're done for. But obviously you don't have that issue in Arknights in regards to your stamina, but you are obviously a lot more grounded. You can't double jump, you can't mantle upon things, you can't wall run, there's no grapple, but the game is not fully open world. Now, I know we have these open, semi-open world maps that we have, these areas that we explore, and we do have the option to get about a bit faster via building the zip lines, which I think is actually kind of an interesting mechanic. And I'm not going to lie, I would like to see the ability to craft potentially vehicles later on in the game for maybe some areas that become a little bit more open. But I think the areas that we explore are quite tailored to the traversal mechanics in the game. It all feels a lot more compact, closer together, and it kind of fits. And also, I wanted to talk about the fact that the game is implementing some really cool environmental interaction that kind of makes that more conservative traversal just feel that little bit better, because it gives rise to these mechanics and makes them feel a bit more impactful. As yesterday, I got to the area in the game where you have to get to the power facility, and just outside the power facility is some of the craned platforms. There is some little instances that you can go into where you have to adjust these platforms and hop over them, and they're seesaw, and you can move them about up and down, left, right, and all this good stuff to, you know, get to different parts in these instances. But these were actually in the map. And there was a little area that was fenced off by the like electrical laser grids that sometimes you have to disable, but you could only disable this from the inside. So you had to climb up on to some containers and then jump across using the little seesaw craned platform, and then move one of the floating boxes over to another area where you could jump onto that, jump onto another little box, and then hop up onto another crane platform, and then hop across and get yourself over and into the little locked off area, which I actually enjoyed it, because it makes those sort of little interactions mean a little bit more. Where with something like Wuthering Waves, of course, you know, those things can't really be implemented in the map in the same way, because you have such a powerful traversal system in regards to just being able to run up the wall and get over it, or grapple yourself into the air and double jump over a wall, or find some other angle to climb upon something higher and glide down, or now fly to it. So you know, I quite like that. I found myself, I was streaming yesterday, and I was saying to people, I actually really like this. It's different, and I can understand some people not, you know, vibing with it because they're used to, especially if you're coming from Wuthering Waves, it will be a bit jarring. You know, the combat will be, and the movement will be. And I've already seen some people, like I say, commenting on it that they think the exploration sucks in the game. I honestly, I don't agree. And that is obviously an individual opinion. I can understand some people not liking that. Totally get it. I totally get it. Freedom is a beautiful thing in Wuthering Waves, especially in Renacita now. We've got so much capability to get around the map. It's a lot of fun. But somebody made a comment to me before, and I actually was like, I took something from it. I disagreed with what they were trying to say about Genshin, but they did say that the lack of, I guess, freedom and momentum that you have in Genshin compared to Wuthering Waves, they said it meant that the environmental exploration felt a little bit more impactful, whereas when you can move around too much, the environment itself becomes a bit insignificant. And I was like, although I don't agree that's a problem in Wuthering Waves, I was like, you know what? I kind of get where they're coming from. If you can, just do everything and everything isn't an obstacle anymore and you can just get around as easy as possible. You're basically Superman, or you're a superhero that can leap over tall buildings and fly as fast as a bullet. Does that reduce the world that you're in down to just nothing? I don't think that's happening in Wuthering Waves, but I do think there's something in that. And I think that's why I'm finding exploring and interacting with the things in the map in Arknights Endfield that much more enjoyable at the moment. It's different, and of course I want to go back to Wuthering Waves and enjoy that sort of stuff as well. Just finding areas that are blocked off, they have to go and craft explosives, which is a really cool little thing as well. Again, this interactivity with the map is a big thing in Enfield, and I really like it. And craft those explosives and bring them back and blow open a cave to go into to find a good stash of loot. These things, I think, are actually really positive points in the game. Again, I don't think everybody will agree with this, but I was just thinking about it last night after I got off stream, and I was like, this is why variety is nice. I know already some people are moaning about the combat in the game as well. It's like, I feel like sometimes, especially the Wuthering Waves kind of space, because it is kind of like the pinnacle of action, reactive action combat within the gacha space. I think any other action game now, people are like, well, I want the Wuthering Waves feel. And that's just not going to be good for an experience, in my opinion. Variety is the spice of life. And I'm actually really enjoying the combat in Arknights Endfield. Now, maybe some SP regeneration increases might be something that might improve things. I don't know. I'm not having issues myself. You can build some cool teams that can really bounce off each other with their chain combos and the chain skills and the actual skills, using them all together, and their ults and the passives of some characters. Well, not so much the passives, but the way the skills trigger each other, should I say. Really, you can be regenerating SP at a decent rate to allow you to pull off some really fun, cool combos, actually, which I've started to like get into a little bit more myself now, and I'm having a lot of fun just kind of figuring things out in the game. It's nice at these points in games when everything's on the table to figure out. And I just wanted to talk about that in regards to the exploration, how a slower, more methodical exploration system can be done well in Arknights Endfield. I personally think it's been done well compared to something like Genshin. Now, if the world looked like Genshin's and the interactivity in regards to these little puzzles, if you will, platforming puzzles, if you will, wasn't there, it would, I would agree. I'd be like, you know what, this isn't great. But I think they've done a really good job of it with the map design, along with these mechanical, environmental interactions, really make it feel enjoyable to me, at least, anyway. But I'd like to know what you guys think in the comment section about this, actually, because, especially if you've played the game or if you watch people play the game, what do you think? Especially if you've been a player of Wuthering Waves, because, of course, you're used to being able to fly around in a season now, and even going back to Huanglong feels like a downgrade. So I would imagine a lot of people coming from Wuthering Waves might, find it a problem. But I actually have had no problems with it, so I'd love to know what you guys think in the comment section as well. What do you think about the combat? What do you think about the exploration? And what do you think about the focus on mechanical interaction with the environment? I really like that in this game. And yeah, I'd love to know what you think. And if you have enjoyed the video, guys, be sure to drop a like on the video. I will continue to make more Arknights Endfield content because I'm having an absolute blast with the game. I must say, I think it's going to become one of my main games, along with Wuthering Waves, Wuthering Waves, Arknights Endfield, and Zenless at the moment seem to be my 3 favourite gacha games in the space. And this is going to be a big focus for me when it releases, because I think it's a W game. It's definitely worth checking out for everybody, guys. Yeah, if you did enjoy the video, give it a like, and I'll see you all in the next one. Ta-ra.